So we were at Top Notch one time. We were going over the story, this potential story for a little short, and I planned on actually ordering something that night. That was my intention. So the idea was, is you sit down, you get coffee, you bullshit for a while, then you order. So we're there maybe for like 20 minutes having coffee, and I told the woman, or I'm sorry, the waitress, from the get-go that I was going to order something, but in a bit. So in the meantime, while we're sitting there conversing, the shady-looking owner is always like popping around and stuff, and kind of like giving us the stare down. So before you know it, the waitress comes back to us and is all like, "Yeah, you guys have to order something, or we're going to charge like you guys like $3.50 for, just putting something on here." And it was just like, well, I was going to order something anyways. But okay, if I'm being forced to order something right now, then this is what I was going to order. So, that wasn't insulting enough. We're sitting there smoking cigarettes as we're allowed to, as it's still a smoking establishment, and the goony-looking owner yet again is popping around, giving us the stare down. And it's pretty obvious, So he walks over to us and is telling us at this restaurant that is completely smoking everywhere, that in this particular section that's non-smoking. Meanwhile, there's an ashtray on every table.
And he seats this family, 2-3 tables away, and I get it, like, they probably didn't want smoking, they had kids. Understood. This guy comes up to the table and says, yeah, this is the non-smoking situation.
Non-smoking section.
Yeah, this is the non-smoking section. Now, we've already been here for an hour, and we've already smoked 2-3 cigarettes apiece. We have an ashtray full of cigarettes, and there's never been a time in my life where they've asked me at Top Notch smoking or not. And if they would, I would say smoking, and I would sit in the smoking section because I am a smoker. Anyways, instead of coming up to us and say, I just had this family and they don't want to be around smoke, do you mind moving, or do you think you can maybe not smoke, something polite, to not upset or piss off. Instead, he tells us a lie, which we know is a lie, because I've been going there for 22 years. Now, he should know by now that I know, right, that there's no non-smoking section at the Top Notch. And if they really need one, they should just start one. But instead, he lies to us and says, "Oh, this is non-smoking." I was like, "Oh, yeah." I'm like, is that new? He's like, "No." Like, okay. You know that I know, you have to know, or you are so clueless about who your customers are that even the guys that come in 4 to 8 times a month, at least then, know better that there's not a non-smoking section. Anyways, that's real annoying. And the waitress was rude about us needing to spend money. Okay, fine. You tell me it's a $3 thing. Okay, I got you. That's cool. I understand that. You're not going to make a bunch of money if we drink coffee and write a story or something.
There's just been a couple of episodes at Top Notch that I'm not too proud of.
And then recently, me and Rod and Tony McCullough were at the Top Notch. And we sit down and Tony McCullough orders a full meal. Rodney orders some soup, some coffee. I get some coffee. I had just eaten.
I just had coffee because I previously ate at my grandparents' house.
Oh, okay. Anyways, our first waitress is real cool about it. She's like, all right, whatever. She's like, I gotta go. So we're like, let us tip you.
Yeah, we gave her a tip before she
So
left.
we tipped her, good, like more than the 50%.
Yeah, I gave her $4.
Yeah.
$4 for just a single cup of coffee.
Yeah, which was it was a small bill. Then we get a new waitress. The new waitress comes up. She pours us each 3 cups of coffee. On the 3rd cup of coffee, she says, mind you, we had already left her a tip too. We had taken out money and put it aside for the person who would be giving us coffee for the next hour or however long we were going to spend. And she tells us, oh, well, is it after 10? And we're like, I don't know. She's like, well, okay, after 10, it's $3 a cup. And I thought she was kidding. I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, yeah, is that new rule? And she's like, no, that's how it's been. I was like, oh, you're serious. I had no idea this lady was serious. And she's a real bitch about it, too. She wasn't like, if you're a server and you're wanting to get tipped, you at least feign to be apologetic. But no, she's just shitty about it.
The waitress that served us was, in fact, a waitress I had a previous experience with, my buddy Josh Reed. So we're going to talk to Josh right now on the phone. I'm going to call him up, and we are going to get some input from him. So Reed, man, why don't you talk about the experience we had at Top Notch?
Well, you know, I mean, I'll tell you my 2 cents, you know, and I think it's worth every penny. But, you know, it's just as a server, you know, doing whatever, you know, you're pretty much relying on these walk home with some money. Seems like every time I've been there with you, we've received, I'd say, subpar service. And there's always kind of like that attitude and the sense of, you know, hurry up, do your thing, and get out, which I think is kind of insane in the first place, because what time do we usually go there? It's like 3 in the morning, you know, like what are you expecting, you know, a big rush to come in or something? I mean, you should be grateful that we're there spending that money in the first place, you know?
Uh-huh.
But, yeah, I mean, I don't know, refresh my memory, what was it? Like, I ordered, yeah, I think you got your little grilled cheese and tomato soup or whatever, you know, the order you get.
Yeah, and you got the
like
Reuben.
Yeah, I think I got like an entree that came with like soup or salad, and she told me that there was no soup, and there was also no salad, which is kind of strange, because how does that happen, you know? I mean, that's...
Well, I believe that I did order the soup, and it was a weird thing because she was like saying that they're going to throw it away, so I better get it now. Because remember, I was like, you know what, because she asked us if she wanted us to have it at the same time brought to the table, and I was like, you know what, just hold on and bring it both at the same time. And she's like, well, you know, we're throwing away the soup right now. You remember that?
Yeah, but I mean, and also that's another thing where it's almost kind of comes into like the factor of, you know, I work as a server. I mean, if we close at 10 o'clock and you show up at 9:30 and you want like 2 well-done steaks, you know, it's not like we're going to kick you out at 10 o'clock. I mean, you're there. So for the fact that like that waitress had the audacity to tell you, like, you know, hurry up and make your decision right now because we're throwing it out, I think that's kind of bullshit, you know what I mean?
Why don't you relay that whole thing, like you asking for the salad and what her response was?
Well, I mean, from what I remember, I mean, you know, I think I might have been on like 7 or 8 by that point, but, you know, I think she was, you know, said something along the lines of, I said I get super salad, I would like a salad with whatever dressing, and she was like, well, we don't have any salad. And, you know, I didn't really want the soup that much, so it's almost like, you know, I'm not really trying to, like, pinch all types of pennies, but at the same time, I'm paying full price for this, like, actual entree that I ordered, and you're not going to be able to, like, provide me with what is supposed to be with this entree, you know what I mean?
So basically, just the entree of the Reuben was the only thing provided. They were like, there's no more soup or no salad, and we're not going to alter the price. You're going to pay the full price on the menu for just one specific item.
Right, and like I said, I mean, you know, it's not like it's that big of a deal, but, I mean, you know, I would say the service was less than hospitable, basically. But, like, the thing is, though, I mean, here goes the hook. Like, you know, you were talking about when you and Mark went in there talking about this and that and just kind of enjoying some coffee and, you know, kind of, you know, whatever. You shouldn't even have to explain why you're there. I mean, you're there, you know, but you said, like, there was, like, shift change and there was some confusion about them trying to, like, try to double fuck you over the coffee or something like that. Well, yeah, I mean, you know, it's like, you know, how do you run out of salad? That's all that's what I'm wondering. I mean, come on. This place is a 24-hour joint, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and then you run out of salad, you know, I mean, I don't know, to me that's a little strange. I don't know, I mean, I don't know how Top Notch operates or, you know, how you can compare Top Notch to the Bama in the first place, you know, I mean, have you ever been to the Bama and they ran out of salad?
See you guys.
Actually, yeah, just fill it up just to make it a little bit warmer. It got a little lukewarm on me. All right.
How's it going, Pam?
Good.
Your name is Pam, right? It's not.
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
Oh yeah, my name's Pam.
Pam, we're singing your praises here for the
We
internet.
are. Employee of the month, or the year for that matter.
Yeah,
Okay, employee of the years.
of the years is
Good.
correct.
You know, you have to realize that as a waiter or a waitress,
that if your tips are really crappy, it's probably because of you.
If I was the goony little owner or manager or whatever of the Top Notch, I would have recognized myself, Mark, or various other acquaintances and friends. I mean, I wouldn't, I wouldn't give them the stink eye. I wouldn't, Top Notch. Listen, the Top Notch is no 5-star establishment, okay? It's a greasy spoon. It caters 24/7 to all kinds of lowlives and highlights of the area. It's all right. But don't alienate the people that go there and put money in your pockets, which you guys have done many times. It's not becoming, it's not right, it's not practical. It doesn't make any sense. I have had many nice times at the Top Notch, and I don't want to give it up. But I feel like I have to, just because I can't get shit on without developing some kind of, fecal sensation. It might become a fetish from going there, like some kind of abuse. Like, oh, let's go to Top Notch so we can get shit on. How about that? Yes, let's get charged $3 a coffee. Oh, here's my $20, waitress. I want a couple cups of coffee.
I go there, and I never feel like anybody's like, oh, hey, it's you.
Having almost like a sister place to go in the late night hour to get coffee or food and just kind of get spit on by them. I don't appreciate that shit.
As an epilogue, I've had many wonderful waitresses at the Top Notch, some of whom have been very good to me, taking the time to talk to me, know my name, or at least be familiar enough, And if there is a minimum, they tell me, but they're like, oh, I'm sorry, but, they've been really pushing this, $3 minimum. It's like, okay, we get it. But here at the Hessful, never had anything like that.